Welcome back to the Sad Dad Games podcast. You're listening to another episode of Eric's Indie Corner, where once a week I pick an indie game that I want to talk about and recommend to all of you. We're your hosts. I'm Eric.
I'm Shan.
I'm Emerlie.
All right, and today the indie game that we're talking about is a indie game called Viewfinder. Viewfinder is a first-person puzzle game developed by Sad Owl Studios, originally released on July 18th, 2023 for PlayStation 5 and Windows, and then later for Xbox. This is as far as I was able to tell from my research, the first game from this studio. So very cool, lots of fun. So Viewfinder is a very unique game. It's one that's hard to describe just with words, and so I have actually prepared a couple of visual aids for this episode, which is very exciting.
You said your aids are visual?
Yeah, my aids are visual. You can see them from anywhere. You just ask nicely, and I'm like, here are my aids. All right. So we're going to break it down a little bit, talk about story, gameplay, and then visuals and sound. Story is one aspect of this game that I found slightly underwhelming. It's not bad, but just I was here for the puzzles and the story. I didn't really care about it one way or the other. But it is well told, and it is, if it's your cup of tea, not a bad story at all. So you play as an unnamed silent protagonist in some kind of simulation machine where you have to solve these insane puzzles within this simulation. And the reason that you're in this simulation machine is that you are looking for data inside of this simulation that some scientists and researchers have left behind about how to fix a problem that is happening in the outside world. And I won't say more than that because you should, if you want to play it, then play it and you'll get to experience it for yourself. But you're guided through this world by an outside person as well as some like constructs within the simulation. So sometimes it's like a disembodied voice that's talking to you via like a telephone or something. And sometimes there's this little adorable kitty cat that's part of the program. And they'll come up and talk to you and give you little bits of narration and things about the areas that you're in and what's going on around you. And it's an interesting way to put together the story because you kind of gradually get little bits and bobs about what's going on in the outside world and what's led to this point of having to like go into the simulation to look for this data without really ever going to the outside world. So
I do want to point out that just this last week, I think there was an article that came out that said that they mathematically proved that we do not live in a simulation. And that's finally put to rest.
What?
So, you sim truthers out there, you have to find your next thing, your next truth.
Can I tell you how completely stupid that theory is? And let me tell you why.
Please don't alienate our audience.
No, it's stupid. And if you think it, you're stupid too.
I bet you think the Earth is round too, Eric.
Yeah, okay.
I bet you have a lot of other appealing traits, but the sim theory, it's bunk.
So my main argument against the simulation theory is if it was true, and if we were in a simulation, why in the world would this simulation contain the movie The Matrix? Why would they do that?
To test you.
Hey, here's this movie about the exact situation that you're... No, that's insane. We're not in a simulation.
It's like how God put dinosaur bones in the earth to challenge us.
Oh, you know what?
The simulation put dinosaur bones in the earth. Just mess with us so we think it's older than it is.
No, that's not
Some
true.
things are meta and above your head.
God put dinosaur bones in the earth so that we could drive our cars. Duh, Shan.
There's like this theory or something, like there's people...
Jesus was anti-car. But anyway, go on.
There's like some kind of theory I see out there all the time where if big evil corporations or celebrities do evil things, they have to show it to us. And I don't quite understand what that means, but I see it in comments all the time. They're like, well, they have to show us the evil thing that they're doing. It's like part of the ritual. And I'm like, what are you talking about?
I don't know this
one.
I know
point
a lot of conspiracies. I don't know this one.
It's like, oh, well, like it'd be like, okay, we're in a Matrix, so they have to show us what they're doing to us in a movie.
Oh,
The Matrix.
as like to say, yes, I see what you're saying.
They have to like flaunt it in front of our faces. It's part of some ritual of the evil things that they're doing. They don't do it secretly. They put it in movies.
Why?
I'm serious. That's a real thing I see all the time. And I'm like,
people
guys.
are so dumb. Not you guys, not other people listening. You're all smart and cool. It's the other idiots that that you talk to. They're
Yeah, the
dumb.
NPCs,
Yeah, the other NPCs, all the other members of the simulation. Oh man. So anyways, you're inside
so
this.
wait. If this is right, the idea comes from the revelation of the method, or hidden in plain sight theories. The claim is that powerful or evil industries are bound by occult law, cosmic balance, or karmic principle to reveal their crimes or intentions in symbolic or indirect form before acting. The core belief, adherents say disclosure neutralizes karmic consequences. If the public is warned through symbols, media, or art, but ignores it, responsibility shifts to them. Actually, that's a fair argument. Common examples in conspiracy circles: predictive programming in films, TV, or ads. For example, 9/11 imagery in 1990s media, public rituals, architecture, or logos said to encode a cult meaning, and elite confessions masked as art, philanthropy, or satire. The scholarly or reality context is there's no verifiable evidence of any group is cosmically required to reveal wrongdoing. That's just what they want us to think. Symbolic coincidences arise from human pattern recognition or pareidolia, that might come to play here, and retrospective interpretation. I think this is like, where I've seen this?
The Simpsons?
This is like folding up the $20 bill and realizing that it kind of looks like the World Trade Center is being blown up, and you're like,
20.
yeah. So this, I think, is an example I've seen.
There
in my
are
life.
symbols in everything if you look for them hard enough.
But that was
Like,
the global
showing to
elite
us.
cabal revealing,
yes,
and we just
of
chose
course.
we chose not to fold up that $20 bill that way.
That's
Okay.
completely insane.
I'm all in on
That's
this.
That's the theory I was talking about. I see it online all the time. People are like, well, they have to show us what they're doing. behind the
Obviously.
And you know
scenes.
what? That ties into the simulation conspiracy. I'm all in on simulation theory now.
You just said that it had been disproved like 2 minutes ago.
Yeah, but that's what I'm not some kind of science bitch. I didn't pour over the data myself.
Because science is a liar sometimes.
Sometimes.
Oh man.
Right.
Well, I guess we're all in a simulation. So this is a what is it called when it's based on true events? It's a video game based on a true story where
events.
you're in a simulation. Yeah.
What is it called when it's based on true events? Oh, true events.
Oh, true events. Yeah, it's true
Oh,
events based on true events.
nonfiction.
Nonfiction. That's the word. It's a
That's what you were going
nonfiction
for.
video game.
Well, you just
That's the word I was
repeated
looking
yourself.
for. Well, because I couldn't find the word.
That's how you identify a glitch in the matrix.
Yeah. Oh, there. Yep. That's what it is.
It's all there. Yeah.
It's a freezing. That was a terrible joke. I regret it. Okay, so moving on to gameplay. So what is very cool about this game is it uses something that I have never seen in a game before as a gameplay loop. It has an incredibly unique way of letting you solve puzzles and figure things out, where if you find or utilize a flat image, you can then take that flat image and hold it up in front of you, click a button, and then what was once a flat image immediately becomes superimposed on the world around you as a 3D assets with depth. And this is why I prepared a visual aid, because what I'm saying doesn't really communicate what's going on. And so I took a screen recording of me playing this game and a good example of what's going on here. So you can see on the screen here, we've got this thing, this is a really good example of like just how technically impressive this like element of puzzle solving is. So come along here and you can see me take that photograph and then boop. And now all of a sudden it's 3-dimensional.
Well, that is
And sometimes within those 3-dimensional spaces, you can find another photograph or a painting in this instance, and then just boop. And now all of a sudden that's 3-dimensional as well. And so this, I just thought was really an impressive and interesting way to do puzzles. So they
I
use
do want
this
to point out that
yeah,
I
go
believe this. I believe this actually does exist. There's a Portal 2 mod called F-Stop that I think uses a similar concept of perspective puzzles.
Oh, okay.
Based on So it's a mod, but any excuse for more Portal 2. This is apparently one of the most acclaimed mods for it. On Steam, it has 7,213 ratings at a perfect 5 stars.
I'll have to check that out. Portal 2, yeah, really good stuff. And so this game, a lot of first-person puzzle games, I feel like are always just kind of walking where Portal and Portal 2 ran. And I feel like this game, it's not fair to compare it to that because it is kind of its own thing. But I thought that this way of solving puzzles was so interesting, and they use it in a lot of interesting ways. Sometimes you need to go into a picture so that you can find something else within that picture. Sometimes you have a gap that you need to cross, and you find something that you can use as a bridge, and you need to stand at the right angle to superimpose it on like the area you need to cross to make it a bridge. Sometimes the end goal that you're trying to get to is contained within a picture, and you need to take that picture. Sometimes you need to power, because at the end of each level, there's like a portal, not like a little kiosk that you get to that, jumps you to either the next level or to the end of that grouping of levels. But the goal is to get to like that little kiosk. And sometimes the kiosk doesn't have power and you need a battery or 2 batteries or 3 batteries. And so, but there's only 1 battery. And so you need to take a picture of the battery to duplicate it. And now you've got 2 batteries. And so it's this like, the way that they use this follows the Nintendo level design methodology, where they introduce an element, then they iterate on it, and then they test your skills with that, like what the thing that you just did. And each world kind of focuses on a different aspect of this perspective shifting puzzle design. And so they all have kind of a core thing that they're teaching you or that you're exercising within that thing. Like sometimes you've got a camera and you're taking pictures of the things around you and then making those pictures 3D images elsewhere. Sometimes you're provided with the pictures. Sometimes there's a camera, but it's stationary. Sometimes you can take a picture and superimpose it on things, but it won't affect like all of the level. It'll only affect some of it. And so they do it in really creative ways, and they escalate it at a good tick so that you're always learning new things and you're always getting new interesting puzzles. And it's I felt like it was very creative and very enjoyable from start to finish.
Yeah, I want to clarify what I was saying before. The Portal 2 mod, apparently there was a canceled Steam thing called F-Stop that was going to be based on this camera puzzle thing, but they ended up canceling that, shelving it, didn't get released. But there's a mod that's based on the concept called Project Capture, which is built around a camera mechanic from that game. This mod allows you to capture, manipulate, and transfer objects using a camera instead of the portal gun.
So really similar kind of a thing.
It's very, very similar. I love this idea though. Cool. It's incredibly, like, it's a very geospatial, heavy, cognitive puzzle. It's a completely different mindset. It's not something you get very often. I guess you can get this in like Tears of the Kingdom and stuff like that. Zelda, they have some puzzles like that require this geospatial manipulation stuff, but it requires a completely different type of logic and mindset that not everybody excels at. So I'm curious, like, who struggles with this so much that they put it down, and what type of people pick it up.
Yeah, I will say most of the puzzles, it felt satisfying, and it didn't really the puzzles got right on the cusp of like, to the point where you're sitting there thinking, and then you solve the puzzle and you're like, oh, I figured it out, and you feel clever. But then it was like right before the point where you're like, I don't know what to do, I'm frustrated. And so it walked that line pretty well of being intuitive to help you kind of figure out the solution to the puzzle without being frustrating, with the exception of like 1 or 2 of the late level things where I was like, I have no idea what I'm supposed to do here, and I got stuck on them for a little longer. But I'd say for the most part, it's pretty intuitive design where it's like, you can either see the end point, or you've got a picture with the end point and you need to power it. So you've got an idea of like what the end goal needs to be, and then you can sort of work backwards from there. So, and then it's just you utilizing these pictures in creative ways to get that task done. So big fan of that. So let's see, there was one other thing I wanted to talk about here. Nope. Okay, I guess that's it. So yeah, I really enjoyed the puzzle design in this game. I really a sucker for a good puzzle game. I like it when a game can make me feel clever, when in reality I'm probably not that clever. But this game is a good puzzly. It makes you feel clever. It makes you feel like, oh, that's what I was supposed to do, and then you figure it out and you feel very smart. And so I think that's the secret sauce of a good puzzle game is it makes you feel clever. All right. So
like Luigi's Mansion 3.
Like Luigi's Mansion 3. Great puzzles.
Go back and watch that other episode. We talked about puzzles a lot. It's a fantastic game.
So if you're a puzzle fan, that's definitely, go watch our episode about Luigi's Mansion. We talk a lot about Luigi's Mansion 3, Resident Evil, puzzle games in general. That's a good one to go back and watch.
And then go back and watch our bracket for the best Switch title, a retrospective, because guess what? Luigi's Mansion
spoilers.
3
No.
is it does phenomenally well. Let's put it that way.
Now they'll never watch it. They know how it ends. Yeah.
Well, watch it to see Eric's get a rise out of Eric, because it did not go as planned.
I take that news very well and gracefully, and I will continue to do so in right now and in all future episodes.
It has never come up. He has never been angry about it ever since we finished.
It's fine. I'm still not angry. Just to be clear, I adore Luigi's Mansion 3. I think it's a phenomenal game. All right. So yeah, I really like the puzzles in this game. I think it's very solid. Visuals and sound. Visuals, you got to see a little bit of what the game looks like. It uses a really simple, clean aesthetic. It feels very much like, I wouldn't say low polygon, but like low detail environments where everything has kind of an artistic, bright color, like blue sky vibe to it. Most of the levels are comprised of like what seems like floating bits of architecture and like real world normal furniture and stuff. So it's this mixture of like real world architecture and in like interiors of a home or an office or a building or whatever, but in this kind of surreal atmosphere where everything is like a weird floating bit of like geometry up in the sky. And that's a good kind of puzzle box for these sort of situations, and it makes it all feel like you're in a weird little computer simulation, all very ethereal and strange and otherworldly, and so it gets the vibe down pretty much just right.
It's also probably very efficient for a first-time studio creator of a game to just like not have to worry about all of the environmentals. You just kind of plop. You start with that starting cube in Blender, and you just like, and it's just, that's it, right? Like,
and then you just make more cubes, and
it just floats. Yeah. no reason to ground it.
Yeah, it reminds me of like Super Mario 3D World, where it's just like there is no extra things around the levels. It's literally just floating things of exactly the only thing that needs to be there for the level and nothing else.
Rainbow Road, yeah. Or not Rainbow Road. What's that last one called?
Cruise from Mario 64. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Just floating. Well, just that last level. Just floating items everywhere.
Yeah.
Clearly
no
a sandbox level.
Yeah. No context for anything. I mean, in here there is a little more context. There actually are some rooms and pathways and stuff that are just like set dressing, but mostly it's just, floating bits and bobs and things like that. But yeah. And visually it's very nice. I think it works well for this style of game to have sort of a simplified, bright, colorful art style. All right. And so, also one of the cool things is, as you saw a little bit in the clip that I showed there, is that a lot of the photos are stylized. Like some of them look like sketches, some of them look like paintings. When you get the camera, you can actually choose a filter that the camera does. And so you can go into your settings and make it like, when I take a picture, I want it to be black and white. And then the world that you go into will be black and white. Or you can make it green scale or like negative and invert all the colors and stuff. So there's fun little ways to like mess around with the art style and the pictures and the worlds that you go in. But there's also like some weird things where it's like a little doodle on a sticky note and you go into that doodle, and like, so they use the art style in a lot of fun and creative ways, particularly with you stepping into these different pictures.
I think they were inspired by Aha's music video Take On Me, where they're like,
which is
one
of the most,
what?
It's one of the most important music videos ever made.
Really?
It's iconic. You need to watch it.
Oh yes, where they turn into an illustrate. Yeah, I don't know why that took a minute for my brain to connect. I know exactly what you're talking
Eric,
about.
you're such a dum-dum.
The rotoscoped like pencil dance animations.
I think they were inspired by that.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
I don't know why that
it
didn't.
It just rocks so hard.
Yeah. It's a good stuff.
Yeah, I don't like the song as much, like just the song itself. The music video is phenomenal. But I love... What? Well,
I said, "Fuck you."
I think it's just like I've heard it too many times in my life, but I absolutely love the version that Ellie sings in The Last of Us Part 2. That's
Yeah, I
my
was gonna
favorite
say-
version of it.
Maybe the version you've heard too much is The Last of Us Part 2 because your niece has played that game like 20 times.
Yes, between her and me, we definitely have played too many times, but I also listen to that song. It's like in my YouTube music shuffle because that's how I listen to my music. I love that version. It's so
also
pretty.
Forced voyeurism that she compels you to watch every time she plays the game.
Listen, I love it though because like I am the kind of person that like I want to watch other people play video games and I want them to watch me. That's a love language of mine because like I grew up being, the youngest of 5 kids and I could never play video games for a long time because I would just sit there and watch Shan and my other siblings
And
play
there's a
games.
skill level and competence, yeah.
Well, I was young. Okay. I mean, I was only 2 years younger than you. But we had to share a console, and it's like, good luck getting the TV from any of my older siblings. But anyways, like, that is now a love language for me. I get offended when I'm like, hey, watch me play a video game, and someone's like, no, I don't want to watch you. I'm like, I can't believe it. So my niece, was with us for a long time, and she used to just, like, hide out in the room that she would stay in. The first couple months, and then at some point I was like, I really want to play The Last of Us Part 2, but I have so much work to do. And so I went to her one night, and they'd already, like, my 2 nieces had already watched me play it. So I came to her one night, I'm like, if you want to play the PlayStation, you can come hang out with me in my room. Nice. From then on out, she would never leave my room, ever. Every single day, she would come straight to my room after school and she'd be like, okay, we're playing The Last of Us Part 2. And then she'd hand me the controller every now and then, but I would like sit there and work and watch her because she would pay attention if I was watching her or not. So anyways, like, yeah, it's the voyeurism, like Shan said. It was a little, I started it, but now like I can't get out of it. I have to watch her play this game over and over and over.
What's interesting is that I bought a PS5 camera because Eric and Tucker had all expressed that they wanted to watch me play Resident Evil instead of just playing it themselves. That didn't make sense to me. I went out and bought a camera, and I wanted to express contempt that we never went through with it, and everybody just suddenly got busy.
I forgot about that. I mean, we just played them ourselves anyways.
That's funny.
I don't know why did we say that? They're awesome games. Why didn't we just want to play them?
There's a reason why I'll never build wealth, and it's because of financial destructive decisions like this, right?
It's probably Tucker's fault mostly.
It's
Tucker's
mostly
not
Tucker's.
here, so we can
let's all
bad
blame Tucker.
Yeah.
He both won't watch it, and he still hasn't played it. So
which Resident Evil?
That's right. He hasn't played. Is it Village?
It's all
right?
of them.
Oh,
he's only played 5.
That's one of the worst ones.
I don't understand how you can just like excise horror and platformers and some of the most like incredible games out there because it just isn't your vibe. Like, okay.
I didn't think I would be into horror myself. Like, I never watched deep horror movies. Like, I love Cabin in the Woods because it's campy horror, and I love Evil Dead. I love Evil Dead. I'm part of that cult following, but in like Rocky Horror Picture Show, like, I'm part of the problem. It's not a problem. I manage it just fine.
Any fan of Sam Raimi's is a problem.
Okay, but I don't like love everything he's done. I think it's ridiculous
Spider-Man?
that he's done. No, I love I am being
Spider-Man 3 is her very favorite superhero movie.
No, when he turns emo.
When he turns goth or emo, he just starts doing finger guns at people.
I don't know that I've ever been more angry at a movie than when I was like 14 years old or however old I was watching Spider-Man 3 in movie theaters. I was beside myself with white hot rage.
Yowza. Okay, well, that's not the point here. The point is, I didn't think I'd be into horror video games because I've never been into like intense horror movies. And then Shan started having me like play these games, and now
I backdoored you into it.
You did, and now it's like that's mostly what I play is horror video games, and I love the jump scares. I love how intense they are, and it's mostly what I play. I don't play a lot of Nintendo games.
Her onboarding, because I believe there is a path by which you can get anybody to play almost anything, but her path was narrative. I knew that she'd crave narrative, and so I started with that, and I think I started with maybe Uncharted or some other narrative games, got her to then jump.
Uncharted.
It's very easy to take
Yes.
somebody from the Uncharted pipeline to the Last of Us pipeline. Suddenly you're in horror and you can do anything with them, right?
Okay, yes, he did ease me into it on accident because you play the first
No,
Uncharted.
I did on purpose.
Shan
Okay,
doesn't do
fine.
anything on accident.
I knew
It's all
exactly
calculated
which
and
games.
planned, sociopath style.
Tense.
And then after that was Resident Evil 4. I had it all planned out.
He's always 10 steps ahead. No, but I started playing
Like a-
Uncharted, and it's like most of the game is just like you're on an island and you're treasure hunting and there's bad guys, like typical. And then near the end of the game, spoiler, you're underground, and then suddenly there's like low lighting and these monsters start crawling at you, like these uncanny
There's like
valley
monsters
creatures.
at the end. I
But it's
forgot
not
that there was
till
like
the
weird
end.
supernatural
I didn't tell her
monsters right
about
at
the
end.
monsters
he
in
did
Uncharted
not. I had
on
no
purpose. It was
idea.
an amazing reveal.
Oh my gosh, I was just easing back into video games and like playing these type of video games because I mostly played, you know, I took a long break, but I would play like Nintendo when I was a kid. So yeah, like that was hard, and I squealed like a pig at the slaughter. It was not okay. But that definitely eased me into it. And then the other Uncharted's usually, until you get to 4, like have like a little bit of like a horror monster twist at the end each time, a bit. And so yeah, that's what got me into it. And then I was like, well, I have to play the whole Resident Evil series now, which I never could play as a kid. I tried once and
They're
I
all really
couldn't do
good.
it. They are good, yeah. So now I'm working my way through the series. I've played a couple Silent Hill games. I've played Quarry, and what's the other one? Until Dawn, the Quarry. So, anyways, yeah. Shan's 10 steps ahead. I don't know what the end goal is
Like
here.
a carpenter making stairs.
He's-
You're like Jesus.
He's
Are you-
always-
Are you trying
he's
to
always
relate
got it
yourself to
figured out.
Jesus?
Not like Jesus, am Jesus.
Oh.
You heard it here first, folks.
Surprise, bitches.
It's exactly what he would say.
It makes me
You've been
think of
next, punk.
It makes me think of Community, where Abed's making the movie and he's like pretending to be Jesus or something.
Oh
remember
yeah,
that?
and Shirley gets all upset about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, I
That's a
am
good
He's
one.
Jesus.
making a meta documentary that
Yeah.
becomes meta.
Yeah. And he doesn't
Very
believe-
Dan Harmon. Yeah. It's like the most Dan Harmon episode of Community.
It's not
Yeah.
a Dan Harmon episode of anything until you're at the 4th or 5th like Inception layer of irony and meta.
Yeah. It's really his jam. All right. Well, wrapping it up real quick here, wanted to give a quick shout out to the music composed by Aether, which is a like a pseudonym for Jason Taylor. The music is ethereal and light, has kind of a slight like mellow jazz vibe with, you know, chill piano, soothing horns, soft percussion. I give it kind of a mellow jazz vibe. But it also kind of sways on the more like ethereal and kind of somber tones for some of the different areas. So the music is not super catchy because it's not supposed to be. It kind of sits in the background and lets you focus on the puzzles. It's good like thinking music. So, which I think is exactly what a puzzle game needs. You don't need catchy tunes getting stuck in your head and getting in the way of you thinking through and solving puzzles. So it sits in the background and is light and kind of, you know, flows nicely that way. So yeah, overall pretty happy with this experience. I really enjoyed it. It's a good one. Playtime will get you about 4 to 6 hours depending on your skill level. It's available for PS4, PS5, Xbox Series, Windows, and is coming out on Nintendo Switch on December 3rd, which I'm kind of shocked it's coming out to Nintendo Switch. I played it on my PS5 because that's where I had access to it, and I was just so completely shocked by how they were able to like technically achieve this accomplishment of these, you know, turning photos into 3D things, and I have no idea how that's going to work on Switch. So technical wizardry that is above my pay grade. But yeah, so coming to the Switch on December 3rd, 2025. So not too long, about a month-ish. Pretty cool. And it retails for $24.99. So not a bad deal. Good stuff. All right, everybody. I think that's going to do it for us today. Thank you for listening to another episode of Eric's Indie Corner. You can find us wherever you find podcasts. Please like, comment, subscribe, tell your friends, especially comment. We'd love to hear what you have to say in the comments. And remember to listen to our regular series every Thursday and Eric's Indie episodes every Monday. All right, talk to you later. Bye.
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 Outro. Bleepy doof, bleepity bloopity blow.